everyone, this video is in continuation to our videos for grade 11th. We are doing the chapter Cell, the unit of life. We are discussing about cell membrane. We have discussed the various models to explain the cell membrane. Then we were talking about passive and active transport. Then we did osmosis, and today we are going to take up a new process which takes place, that is diffusion. Fine, so we'll without wasting time start with it. Please subscribe the channel if you have not subscribed. Please share the channel as much as you can with your seniors, juniors, so that we can grow. Chalo, so we start now for diffusion. First of all, the definition. We'll understand what is the difference between osmosis and diffusion. Diffusion, the movement of solute molecules from high concentration to low concentration. And when we were talking about osmosis, we said movement of water molecules, that means solvent molecules. So when we are talking about osmosis, we only talk about water, but diffusion is the movement of the solute molecules from the region of high concentration to the region of low concentration. If you have seen the video of active and passive transport, so we very well know that in passive transport, it always takes place from high to low, and diffusion is an example of passive transport. So this is the definition: movement of the solute molecules from the region to low concentration. Now we'll discuss about the types of solute. Solute होते कितने type के हैं? So let's just see the types of solutes. Now the solutes can be solids, they can be liquids, and they can be gases as well. We'll take up one example each. So the first one is maybe a solid solute. So if I, simply a solid solute can be sugar, it can be salt, it can be, anything which is solid. So solid solute, I'll just write sugar. Liquid solute. Now liquid solute is as and when you dissolve something liquid. Like for example, Ruh Afza. You make those drinks at your house, no? Ruh Afza is the syrup. You just add it in the water and it forms the whole drink. So that's a liquid solute. Or for that matter, lemon is a liquid solute which you add. So you squeeze the lemon, it dissolves. So that's also a liquid solute. You mix two fluids for that matter. Like for example, if you add maybe a drop of ink in a glass of water, so both are liquid. So liquid solute. Then it would be gaseous solute. So the gas solute will be your deodorants, your essence sticks or agarbattis which you have, room fresheners, wherein they are sprayed in one corner of the room and you can smell it throughout. So what are we basically discussing about? Now herein one more thing, they will mix, or you can say diffusion. I'll just write it down. Diffusion occurs till equilibrium is gained. Like for example, if diffusion is taking place, there will be no membrane, semi-permeable membrane, of course. So suppose this is a glass of water and it has maybe 100 molecules. Fine. And when you pour in something into it and something is mixed into it, so until and unless the molecules or whatever is added, both of them become equal, diffusion keeps on taking place. It occurs from high to low concentration, so till it's matched. Like for example, if you add one drop of ink in one glass of water, so when you add, you will see that dhire it starts mixing. It will take time to mix, but if you stir it, you will see that the water turns blue. Fine, so that's complete mixing of both of them. So what I'm trying to tell you is that until unless equilibrium is reached, the diffusion will keep on happening. So this is the definition of diffusion, and then the types of solutes which we have, and we have also taken one example. We can take another example of a gaseous solute, maybe like for example, if you have one agarbatti or an incense stick burning in one corner of your house, it can be, you know, smelled throughout the house. For that matter, if your mom is cooking something, you can smell it, because that food or smell of the cooked food also transferred or diffuses throughout the house. So these are the various examples of diffusion. Now, a very important topic related to diffusion which we are going to do is the factors which affect diffusion. This is a new concept. If till grade 10th you have talked about this, but this is something new for you. So factors which affect the process of diffusion. We'll take up the factors one by one. So the first one is, let's just have some room for this and make a demarcating line. Okay, so the factors which affect the process of diffusion, first and foremost factor is temperature. So again, I'll use arrows to explain. If the temperature is high, the process of diffusion is also fast. Like for example, if suppose the food is being cooked, fine, the food is hot, you can smell that food when it is being cooked. But if you keep it in the fridge, what happens? You can't smell it, because when it is being heated, the kinetic energy of those molecules of, you know, sense of whatever the smell is, fragrance is, that is more, and it is being provided kinetic energy by the heat. So when the temperature is more, the process of diffusion increases. So diffusion increases with increase in temperature. Fine. So very common example about food, wherein when it is hot, you can easily smell it throughout the house. So we are going to talk about the factors affecting the rate of diffusion. Fine. So let's just start with the first factor. So the first factor which affects the rate of diffusion is temperature, or we are going to talk about it. Temperature. How temperature affects the rate of diffusion? With high temperature, the rate of diffusion, it increases. Like simple example is, if something is being heated, like for example, maybe you are heating milk, or you are heating or cooking a vegetable. So what will happen? What all molecules which are there, they are going to get energy from the heat, and hence the molecules are going to spread to far off distances. Same goes with the concept of agarbatti or incense stick. When you burn it, so that's also heating. So till it keeps burning, the smoke keeps coming out and it's getting scattered. So what do you learn from this? That with the increase in temperature, the rate of diffusion increases. So the temperature increases, same as with that increase in temperature, the rate of diffusion is also going to increase. Next is the second factor which affects the rate of diffusion is the density of the medium. Density of the medium, that how dense the medium is. Like for example, we have three types of medium: solid, liquid and gases. So if it's a solid, diffusion rate is less. If it's a liquid, diffusion rate is nominal. If it's a gas, diffusion rate is maximum. So what I am trying to say is that the rate of diffusion increases with the density, decreases with the density. So if more density, rate of diffusion is less. Fine. Next is our third factor which affects the rate of diffusion, and that is the distance. How does distance affect the rate of diffusion? So we'll again take that example. Suppose food is being cooked in your house, or agarbatti is there in your house. Will your neighbors be able to smell it? No, because it's not going to move to a great distance. The fragrance, it spreads to a larger area, and hence is not able to reach the distance. So what do we say here? That more distance, less diffusion. So if the distance is more, the rate of diffusion decreases. Right? Next factor, or the fourth factor, the last factor is concentration gradient. Concentration gradient, and we already know, we have discussed in passive transport also, that diffusion always takes place from high concentration to low concentration of solute. So it always moves from a concentrated solution to a less concentrated solution. So the movement will always be towards the concentration gradient from high to low. So how does the concentration gradient affect the rate of diffusion? If the concentration is high, then only the diffusion is going to take place between both of them till they reach equilibrium, till a balance of equilibrium is there on both the sides, between both the solutions or whatsoever the material is. So these are the four factors which affect the rate of diffusion. We will be taking up our next topic, that is application of diffusion and facilitated diffusion, in our next video. Fine. So till then, bye, and keep watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you.